AITA for uninviting my SIL and MIL from everything and saying that if my husband continues to pressure me, he will also be uninvited? I am 7 months pregnant with my first child. The baby is also the first grandchild, nephew of my husband's family, which everyone is excited about. I lost my mother and father to the pandemic, being an only child, so there's not much of my family. Since the death of my parents, 1 year ago, my husband's family has welcomed me with open arms as part of them, and I have become very close to my MIL and SIL. I always wanted to have a gender reveal, and I trusted my SIL to organize everything about this. With 3 days to go before the party, I started to receive messages from all my husband's relatives and even close friends congratulating me on my baby being a boy. I went to ask what happened. My SIL confessed that she let it slip to my MIL, and she told everyone the sex of the baby after knowing, because she couldn't hold it and it took proportions beyond what they imagined. Nobody called me to tell this. The party was cancelled and I was heartbroken, as well as extremely hurt by the two of them. Usually they accompanied me to the ultrasound, shopping for the baby room, and my MIL would stay at the time of delivery. But after this breach of trust, I stopped inviting them and asked them to respect my boundaries when they pressured me to go. Honestly, I didn't even send them the baby shower invite, because I really avoided contact with them as much as possible. Because everyone knew before me that it was a boy. My husband started complaining that I was pushing them away because of a mistake that could happen and that I was being harsh. Yesterday he brought up this, and when I said that I still didn't feel comfortable with them, he said, "Soon you'll tell me that my mother won't be able to go to the birth." I think my face showed my response, and he started saying I was being too hard on her because she was just excited and blah blah. I had my limit and said, "If you keep pushing me, it won't just be your mother who won't be on my labor. So either stop or you won't come in." He started to say that I was crossing lines and that he had a right to have this moment. I was taking this with them too far. He slept on the couch and doesn't talk to me more than necessary. AITA? Well, many are saying it's just a gender reveal. I honestly don't care for that, and I think it's tacky. But my mom was the type who love it, and she always dreamed of having grandchildren. She said she was made to be a grandmother. She can't meet my son or even know I'm pregnant, so I wanted to do something tacky that I don't care for her, not for me. Everyone knew the importance and the reason. I always wanted to have a gender reveal with my mom there, and I didn't have either. Extra. Let's go to some points. At no time did I say that I would never approach them again. But right now, I don't see myself doing that. I already have grief, pregnancy hormones, and day-to-day stress to deal with, so I don't want anything else to bother me. Obviously, I want my husband to be in childbirth. But it's a lot of stress. He brings this topic all the time, and I doubt he'll stop even at the time of my delivery trying to convince me. Even if he goes, if he says anything about his mother coming, I'll ask him to leave. This wasn't a mistake, this was a choice. Your SIL made a choice and told MIL. MIL then made a choice to tell everyone else in the family. Your husband is making the choice to pressure you into things, which is leaving you to make some choices of your own now. You are allowed to make your own choices. Nobody, not even the husband, has a right to be in the delivery room. May seem harsh, but it's true. The person going through the procedure has the choice of who gets to be in there. Birthing a child is not an all-access pass for everybody else who wants to be in there. It's not a spectator sport, it's a medical procedure to get a little human out of another human. NTA. Your SIL slipping could have been an honest mistake. Your MIL spreading it around was a concise choice. You may be going a little too far with your SIL. Again, possible accident. But your MIL made her choice and is now dealing with the consequences. NTA. NTA. Your husband is a huge AH for thinking mommy's excitement is a higher priority than the woman who is actually pregnant. It sounds like your husband is using you as a surrogate to give mommy and sissy a new toy. No way should his mother be at the birth. It is your medical procedure, and the only priority is keeping you and babe safe and healthy. It is not dinner theater where your husband is entitled to sell tickets to the show. NTA. Birth is not a spectator sport. They will announce the birth before you can. They will stress you out at most vulnerable. They will hold baby before you do. You need to get your husband on board. AITA for yelling at my husband when he ate some of my chocolate and making him drive across the city to replace them. I am 8.5 months pregnant and driving sucks. So my mom drives me around because my husband is working huge hours to get ahead before the baby comes. Last month she drove me to my favorite chocolate store and I stocked up on my favorite flavors. The store has dozens of flavors of chocolate individually wrapped in colorful foil so you can tell the flavor. The store is about an hour's drive away from our home. My husband knows my favorite flavor. Half the bag was originally that flavor, but by now it's just even with the others. He came home from work yesterday and after supper we were going to sit and watch TV. I waddled over to the couch and asked him to please bring me 2 of my chocolates. He did, and he grabbed a few for himself. No problem there. He came back to the couch with chocolate in his mouth. When he kissed me I knew what flavor he took. He admitted he took the stracciatella ones. My favorite. I got kind of upset and he said it was no big deal. I could go with my mom and get some more. Yes, this company sells their chocolate everywhere, but that flavor I've only ever seen this flavor in their store. I asked if he has been eating that flavor a lot and his face told me everything I needed to know. I yelled at him that it's not like it's easy for me to sit in a car for 2 hours. He said he would go out right now and replace them. He hit a couple of drugstores and a couple of grocery stores, they all told him the same thing. So he drove across town and came back with a big bag of just that flavor. While he was gone I called my mom and she said I need to calm down because my hormones are making me crazy. I apologized to my husband, but he is still grumpy that he drove around for hours just to get me chocolate. I think he should know better than to eat my favorite flavor. I know this isn't as big a problem as some of the other stuff here. Edit: my husband is wonderful and he went out looking to replace my chocolate. After he didn't find it nearby, he chose to drive across town. I didn't force him to do it. When I said I made him do it, I meant he did it to make me happy. Sorry for any confusion. I clearly recall sobbing during my first pregnancy over a brand of potato chips that was discontinued, and my husband came home with an unsuitable, to me, replacement. It was ridiculous, and years later, we laugh about it. So will you? Best wishes for a smooth birth and healthy baby. Nah. In a year you will both be laughing about Chocolategate. This is the real marriage stuff no one talks about. You're a team. You're hormonal and pregnant, he went and got your special chocolate. I'd probably just start cracking jokes about it and say sorry for being a bit extra. Nah. I think you're given a little bit of a pass seeing as you're 8.5 months pregnant, and it seems you're genuinely remorseful. You have a good husband and his actions to correct this should prove that. Agreed. Also, please don't worry too much about the husband is grumpy. A lot of times I'm grumpy while having to do things for my fiancé. She doesn't get that grumpily doing things is still love and commitment. In fact, I think that's the best love and commitment there is, where I'm tired but I still want to make her happy. It's easy to love when you're happy. It's harder, and thus more valuable, when you're having it tough. As someone also pregnant, I say YTA in the nicest way possible. Cravings, hormones, etc. don't give us a right to yell or mistreat those we love. He tried replacing it. I'd be mad too, like I said, I get it. But that doesn't mean that I'm not sometimes too. Yeah, but if it was just cravings and she raged on him, that's one thing. But he ate her favorite chocolate, and TBH, as a food-motivated human, when people eat my shit I blow up. And I'm not pregnant, it's just disrespectful to take things that aren't yours, especially if they're not easy to get. And to be mad that he had to replace them was kinda childish emo. He did the crime, he's gotta do the time. NTA. What is everyone here going on about? Every time someone posts that a partner ate all their special snacks, the partner is the asshole? But because Op is pregnant, she needs to be taught a lesson? Her husband obviously knows those are her special snacks that she had to go really far to get, and she isn't even able to drive herself, but he ate them anyway. If he didn't want to go get more, then maybe he should have picked up more beforehand since he knew he was eating them all. He's the one who said he'd go out and get them that instant. She didn't ask him to.